Hauraki. He mihi tēnei mai Ngāti Whātua o te kaipara, ki tēnei te mana whenua o Tāmaki Makaurau. My name is Hūhana Lyndon and I'm Ngāti Whātua o kaipara and wish to acknowledge our Hauraki whānau, who are mana whenua of this land that we meet every week. I'm based in Whangarei and a list MP for the Green Party and stand here with our co-leader Marama Davidson and my colleague Ricardo for every week the Green Party shows up. Every week the Green Party stands in solidarity with you as community concerned, you as community who say enough is enough. This government is a government of cowards. They have taken far too long to stand with us. Where have you been? And you dare to stand in the United Nations and declare outrage about what has been happening for 6 months? Shame on this government. Shame. Where are you week on week to stand with community and the people of Palestine who cry out for the government to hear the cries of our people? Shame on this government. Shame on you. So as we see our Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs standing in the United Nations, finally opening up his mouth, my uncle of Ngātiwai, shame on you for not coming here and facing the people. Shame for not standing here week on week with you, our community, our Palestinian whānau. The mihi is to you who stands in solidarity week on week as thousands of whānau have passed, have martyred, and we have a genocide before us and now the government joins us? Shame on them. Shame. I pass the time now over to our co-leader Marama Davidson as our leader in this fight as Te Rōpū Kākāriki. Kia ora.
Today is the first day that I personally have been able to return to be with you after I think a few weeks, and through sickness and through being in other places in other parts of the country and not being able to be here. One of the first messages I wanted to pass on was this mahi that we are doing, it needs to be enduring. And we all are putting so much of ourselves, as we should, on the front line, that what I want to appreciate and thank everyone for is continuing to stand up when we each have to take some rest, because that is the only way we are going to last. That is the only way that we are going to be able to stay doing this mahi. I want to thank my colleagues who have continued to turn up here week after week when those of us are unable to for whatever reason. But we're going to be doing this for a long time, whānau. It's not even just till we see justice for Palestine. This is about decolonising the world of white supremacy. This is generations before us all, and generations after us, our mokopuna, generations to come. So when people are not feeling up to it, when people have got other family things to attend to, we have to give each other the grace to be able to do those things so that we can come back here and be fully present. Ngā mihi nui kia koutou, kia ora. I then want to acknowledge, and he won't put it this way because, as with our MPs, he is incredibly humble, but Ricardo Menendez much. So you know already. It's really important here to understand. We are not just turning up because of political points. This is kaupapa. This is Green Party kaupapa, and Ricardo's work on fighting so hard for special visas to ensure that our Palestinian whānau and whānau here in Aotearoa can be reunified has been leadership. But I want us to understand the exact depths of his work. I've really been enjoying because of Ricardo's questioning and interrogation of the relevant ministers, that the activist community have picked up his work and the questions and the revelations that have been coming out about how weak this minister is when it comes to granting the visas that this country is on record for already granting for others. Such a weak response for visas that are pretty much impossible for our Palestinian whānau to get, and that it was because of Ricardo's investigation that we are exposing the hypocrisy of this government, and that Ricardo hasn't just done this for Gaza. He is on record for having done this for other oppressed and genocided and massacred places that are happening in the world, and we will continue to hold up that record because, along with those supposed words that have been uttered at the UN, we must back that up with the action, which first and foremost includes a special visa for our Palestinian whānau. So thank you, Ricardo, for that ongoing mahi, and I know he will keep doing it. And there are many actions that this government can do, practical levers and actions to pull on the influence that all governments should be doing. Another priority for us as the Green Party is we have to get in fully behind the brave South Africa and their case at the International Court of Justice. We should be a country that is clearly putting our resource, our political influence and our demands with South Africa to see justice done in the International Court of Justice. That is a bare minimum. And so I wanted to come and make it clear, yes, we can have, even though they were way too late, as Hūhana has said, we can and must have strong words at the UN, but there has to be tangible action that this government can do alongside that. So I welcome all of us keeping this government to account on all of those tangible actions. Now, there's one more issue that I was asked to mention today. Back in 2016, I was so privileged, it was September 2016, but I was so privileged to be part of 13 peace leader activist women from around the entire country on a flotilla to break the inhumane blockade of Gaza. Now, so this is back in 2016, and I think I saw Roger Fowler, the Fowler whānau, here right there. Look, Roger has continued to support activists from Aotearoa heading to be a part of global recognition and raising, and this was before this current genocide, right? This was well before then. We were wanting, as women peace activists of the world, to highlight the inhumane blockades of Gaza back then. That was even back then. But what it did for me, so we had women from the United States of America, we had women from the UK, we had the Jewish women from Israel, we had women from Australia, myself, we had women from South Africa continent countries, Asia continent and countries, we had women from all across the world. Our key message was to break the blockades and raise awareness, particularly for the leadership of women in Gaza and their children and how they are directly impacted on by the inhumane oppression of the State of Israel. And I was proud and always will be proud of being a part of that flotilla. But what it also taught me, and why I personally will continue to support Palestine, justice for Palestine, is that all across the world, actually, working on the community, there are people with a range of backgrounds, experiences, who belong to a range of communities who know what is right, and will come together to keep the fight for justice clearly across all of us, who know that it is, in and of itself, the right thing to support people of Palestine, in and of itself, that we are here for them first and foremost, but that it is also part of our collective work to decolonize this world. That at the moment, Gaza is at the coalface, is at the front face of opposing Western colonisation, colonial takeovers, hierarchy and patriarchy. May we long continue to do that. Kia ora tātou katoa.